welcome back to Simply Inspired with Magda. I'm Magda, and today I want to talk about how to make friends as an adult, how to accept the fact that sometimes we have to lose people in our lives, and also how to move on after a friendship breakup. In this video, I'm going to share with you a few of my personal stories on making friends and losing friends, and also a few tips how you can find friends based on my own experiences. It might not work necessarily for you, but I hope it will be a little bit of inspiration, especially if you are introvert, where making friends and going to new places might sometimes be a little bit uncomfortable or awkward. But on the other hand, even as introverts, we crave to have deep connections with people, and it's not that we are people who like to be alone all the time, although we do like our own company, but nevertheless we need people in our lives. So I will share with you how I found people that are my kind of people, like-minded people that I connected with, where I found them, and also how I went through very painful friendship breakups, and how I eventually accepted the fact that losing people in my life is part of life, and it doesn't mean that we have to give up on finding friends, looking for friends, because people are everywhere and our kind of people are definitely out there, but it requires us to actually put ourselves out there. So I'm gonna give you a few tips and stories how you can do that. So first I want to share with you a little story on how I had really bad experience when it comes to friendship in very early days of my life, when I was a kid and a teenager, and when you are very vulnerable and you are learning about life. So when I was in primary school, I was, I think, 8, I had a friend who became very close friend, and over the years of primary school, which in Poland is from age 8 to 14, we were very close, and I would call her my best friend, so I thought. But unfortunately what happened at the end of the school, when I was 14, I met a boyfriend, and it was my very first love, fell in love moment. But unfortunately, this boy had really cruel intentions towards me. And as it happens, at the end of the primary school, he ghosted me, dumped me, which was very painful, especially for someone who is 14 and in the teenage years. Was very painful. But I think what was even more painful was the fact that my best friend left me as well at the same time, because she decided that she wants to hang out with this boyfriend group, and just left me alone in my pain, in my heartbreak. So it was really, really hard. But because I didn't know any better and I didn't have any other options, so when this friend reached out to me to apologize and to make amends, I decided to forgive her. But I think that's really left me with this scar and a bit trauma that it was very hard for me to trust people in general, not just friends but also boyfriends. But I think this is for another story. So long story cut short, as you can imagine, this friend eventually turned out to be not a very great friend. And it took me years actually to realize that she was this narcissistic kind of person, and she only would reach out if she needed something, and I never felt that there is an equal energy exchange, or the friendship wasn't equal. So I actually managed to break up with her when I moved from Poland to the UK. So it was a really long process to realize that she wasn't a good friend. But after that, as I moved to the UK, to the new country, I had to find new friends, which wasn't easy because when you are in your 30s, you start from scratch, not only in a new country, but also start fresh, because you just let go of those other friends that, well, they're not just they are not in your life anymore. So the way I was finding new friends in a new country and in this new situation was that I started going to places that were my kind of places. So I was searching for lots of different events that were happening in the area that felt that I might find people that are like me. Not all of those events were my thing. They were sometimes too crowded, too far, and I didn't always find someone that I would connect with. I would say the most friends I made was when I started my own business and started going for networking events. Because when I was going for those networking events, I was focusing more on having a good time and finding friends rather than making business. Because I realized that if I change this, if I shift my focus from making business, which felt very stiff and put a lot of pressure on me, and instead I would focus on just finding friends and having a good time, making connections and being curious about other people, then this way I would be able to find like-minded people and make friends ultimately. So over the years it really worked well for me. Some of those people I met became clients and then became friends. Some people I met, they became friends and then became clients. It didn't always happen straight away. It happened over time, obviously. But what I also realized that the more you know yourself, the better opportunities you have to meet people that are aligned with you. Because if you don't really know yourself, and also if you are really desperate to make friends, then ultimately you will end up with people that are not right for you, and you will be wasting your time, or you face some disappointments. So I feel that the older you get, the more aware of yourself you are, and then it's a different approach to making friends, because you are looking for people that you can make a connection with. You are not interested in this surface level friendship where there's just gossips and drama. You actually crave those meaningful connections with people where you can really have deep conversations with and exchange of the energy. The other thing I also learned is that some people come to your life to stay forever, for a while. Some people are coming to your life just for a brief moment, just to teach you something, and that's also okay. It took me a while to realize it and to accept it, actually, because over years I met a few people that I felt really bonded with, and I felt we had a good banter, and I felt good in their company. But for some reasons, they decided to move on and leave me behind. And it was a bit disappointing, I would say. But eventually I learned to accept the fact that everyone has their own reasons why they have to move on with their lives and why they leave me behind. That it has nothing to do with me. It has to do with their own reasoning why they decided to leave me behind and move on with our friendship. One of the most important realization also was that I let go of this idea of best friends forever. I feel that we've been conditioned into believing that there has to be this one friend that we're gonna have forever and ever, and it's been fed through Hollywood movies and social media. And I'm not saying it's not possible. Maybe some of you have friends like that, but I believe that if you watch this video, you probably have similar approach to friendship and to best friends forever. I would say that based on my story with my best friend from primary school, that just proved that it's a little bit like a myth. Plus, as I mentioned, sometimes we meet people that we meet people, we might lose people, we might outgrow each other, and that's okay. At the time where I am now, I just turned 40. I feel that for me, the best friendships are when you, where you can give each other space, where you accept the fact that sometimes you will get close, sometimes you will fade away, and then eventually you will come back again. And I think that's a natural rhythm of real and true friendship. Also, I find that some of my really good friends are those that I don't meet very often. Some of them actually live in a different country. So if we are lucky, we meet each other maybe once a year. But every time we meet, we pick it up where we left. And it feels like the time and the distance didn't matter. We still have these deep connections. We still have this very important and deep conversation, and we feel comfortable in each other's company. And those are the friendships that I really treasure. I don't think I would be able to maintain friendship where someone calls me every day and wants to talk about each other's problems all the time. Maybe as an introvert, I just need time to process things. Sometimes I need time on my own to face my challenges, my problems, before I actually reach out to friends. Sometimes as an introvert, I might need someone to check in and check if I am alright, because I have tendency to go into my shell and not share with anyone what's going on in my world. But in general, as I mentioned before, I do need friends. And now, as I moved back to my home country of Poland, I feel I need to make new friends again. Some of my friends are still there, despite they are living in different country. We will probably see each other once in a while, but we will stay connected, because now, in the days where we have internet, we can connect anytime we want, and I think that's really great. But as I'm now back to my hometown, I feel that I have to make new friends, because those friends that I had from high school, from workplace, either they don't exist anymore, or we just don't really align anymore. We outgrow each other, or our life paths went separate ways. And that's fine. I accept this fact, because I changed over those 12 years. And not all friendships that I had from the past match or align my current lifestyle, beliefs and values. So what I'm trying to do now to make new friends, I tend to just go out there, only this week I have a few events that I decided to attend. I found those events on Facebook. I recommend using Facebook events for finding local events to attend. I do prefer in-person meetings for making friends rather than online. I really don't think that online you can make the same level of connection as you can do when you meet people in person. So Facebook is definitely a place where you can find in-person events to find like-minded people. You will have to accept the fact that it's not that within one meeting you will find someone and they will be your friend. It might take some time, it might take a few events, it might take some of your energy and commitment to do that. I would say that try not to be too desperate and clingy over finding friends. I think my best advice I can give you here is, again, wherever you go, try to think about those events as a place where you can have a good time, connect with people, and just be curious about other people, you know. Go there to find out what other people are about, find out their stories, their backgrounds, but don't focus too much on making friends straight away, because there could be a situation where you find someone and you just click straight away and there will be friendship. But in most cases, it might take a while. Also, I encourage you that if you feel that someone is your person, that is like-minded and you clicked very well, don't be afraid to exchange contacts or even suggest meeting outside of this event for a casual coffee or to do something together. You will have to be open for a rejection. Obviously, it's almost like dating, but in friendship words, which is also fine. But in general, I feel that in terms of finding friends when you're adult, it's all about grounding yourself as a person and knowing yourself and knowing your values and knowing what you are about, what you like, and trying to be your own best friend first. Because if you are looking for friends out of desperation and because you feel really, really lonely and not really good in your own skin within your own company, this desperation will be easy to sense. And I think you would agree with me that people who are desperate to meet you or connect with you, sometimes something feels off about them. So my advice here is that always remember to be your own best friend when you are making friends. Finding yourself, finding your voice, trying to keep yourself grounded is a great foundation for putting yourself out there and meeting other like-minded people. Because not only will you know where to find those like-minded people, but also you will be able to spot people who are just not your kind of people, and without any guilt, you will be able to say thank you, but no thank you. And I had this situation a few times where I felt, yes, it's great, we had a chat now during this event, but I didn't feel that I would like to continue this friendship after this event. And because I finally feel okay with setting boundaries, I was able to say it without any guilt. I wasn't thinking that, oh, I hurt this person's feelings. So just to recap, if you are trying to make friends as an adult, first of all, try to move on from any friendship breakup if you experience any, like me. My experience as a child, as a teenager, was quite unfortunate, I would say. And after that I had a few more. But in general, I always kept my heart open, believing that not everyone is like that. Plus, I think it's also accepting the fact that people will come and go to our lives. Sometimes they will hurt us to teach us something, and some people will stay in our lives for longer, maybe forever. Although, as I said, I don't really believe in this forever, best friends forever. But you never know. If you want to make new friends, I would recommend checking Facebook events where people with similar interests will gather, and go there with curiosity and go there to have a good time rather than being very focused on making friends, because that will make you feel desperate and focus too much on searching for this person who can be your friend and who you can connect with. If you go there with open heart, open-minded, and grounded in your own values, then making connections with like-minded people will come easy. Also, give yourself time. Making friends takes time. especially if you want to find people that are not surface level friends, but deep connection level. And honestly, sometimes you might find friends in places you wouldn't even expect. Like one of my friend, she was my physiotherapist, but eventually through several conversations, it turns out that we are very aligned in terms of values, and we are now friends. I'm still her client, but also a friend. So you never know what can come out from connection that you do on a daily basis. But to do that, to make friends, you do have to put yourself out there. So I understand that you are an introvert like me, but if I stayed home, I wouldn't make any friends. I really don't believe that you can make those true heart-to-heart connections online. So I wish you courage, and I wish you some bravery to put yourself out there and just make friends in real life. And again, it doesn't have to be friend forever and ever. It doesn't have to be a friend that you will call at 2 a.m. in the morning, which I still think it's a bit of a stretch, putting someone on a spot that you can call them at 2 a.m. in the morning. But in general, friends, friendship in general, it needs some space, it needs some flow of the energy, and it doesn't mean that you have to talk with each other every single day. It doesn't have to be that you call each other every single day. As an introvert, you might probably understand that you need more time and more space for yourself. So those friends who understand that are treasure. So I hope that was helpful, and I hope it inspired you a little bit on how to make friends and give you some positivity and encouragement to put yourself out there and find new friends. If you have any other ideas how you can make friends, or you have your own input into how to make friends as an adult and an introvert adult, then leave me a comment under this video. If you would like to follow me on my journey of self-discovery, emotional healing and personal growth, then please subscribe to my channel. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and I see you next time.